Well, how else are they going to do? Watch us? Of course,
you saved my daughter.
Yeah.
You got one chance. Peter, you saved my life. I won't ever tell anybody who you are, but I'm going to kill you.
No.
Yep.
No, because he would have told Scorpion then.
I'll never tell anybody, but I want to kill you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm set at the plot, man. I'm J.J. Abrams. I'm not what's his name.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You're jerking off and you think something's coming up, but it's not.
All right. No. Well, Sinister Six, whatever happens, usually, majority of the time, I'm always right about this. All right. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the hospital. Well, he just had to replace a pneumonic valve, and he underwent emergency open heart surgery. And this reported that Terminator star underwent emergency open heart surgery following complications due to a catheter valve replacement. And the procedure lasted several hours. Arnold Schwarzenegger, let me say that right. Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's why he's in stable condition upon awaking. And the first word he said as he woke up, what did he say?
I'm back.
No, let him say it.
I'll be back.
Yeah, he says it so much better.
Oh, yeah, not him.
He says it so much better. You've got to take tons of steroids.
He is a talented man. Do you know he was a professor at USC? And there is the Schwarzenegger Institute at USC, the University of Southern California.
What they do?
And their admissions raise 13%, too.
Hey, we got to teach everyone how to get pumped up.
I mean, I wish him the best. You know, one thing where my admiration for him peaked so high when I was fortunate enough to watch him and his ex-wife, Maria Shriver, watch their son graduate from USC.
That's right.
And they were sitting next to each other, convo, straight on for an hour. And I'm like, damn, he slept with the maid.
He's like, come back to me. I'm so sorry.
So anyway, but I have a big respect for him to put differences aside, and Maria Shriver doing the same. And I'm glad you're back.
Well,
Arnold.
Movies, reboots, different things, they're always happening, right? They remake movies, they do continuations. We got another Indiana Jones coming out next year. We've got, Jurassic Park 2. But one movie that a lot of people have been waiting for years.
Now you're saying 2019 movies, right?
No, this is maybe 2021. 2020. But movies people have been waiting for and they've always begged for were like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 3. Now, is it going to happen? Well, let's hear the guys.
Excellent!
Yes, excellent. There's been talks of doing a Bill and Ted 3 movie for some time, which would reunite the original stars Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. And now it's learned it actually might really happen. It's closer than ever in doing so. How? Well, it debuted January 1st in '89. It became a huge hit, spawning the sequels Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which sucked. The cartoons, which were on Saturday mornings, I love. TV spin-off.
You love them?
I love this cartoon. Excellent. The video games.
God, how much pot did you smoke as a child?
EW. This is Entertainment Weekly. Caught up with the actors as well as the original Bill and Ted's writers. This is Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon, and asked about a possibility of Bill and Ted 3. Well, we're hoping to close a deal. Some franchisers, Ed Solomon said, hopefully within the next month or so, we'll have some news that will stick. But it looks like they really, really want to do it. And right here, that's their latest Photoshop.
You know, I give it to... Wow. Wait, what's that dude's name?
Alex Winter.
Alex Winter, you maintain. You look
That's
better.
maintained?
What do you mean?
Look how he looks gross.
He looks gross?
You think he's hot?
No. Maintained.
That's maintained.
Like you remember my Jimmy 1989 car? It kept running. Okay.
Well, he's
not that wrinkled. Look at Keanu Reeves. He has more wrinkles.
He's been in cold storage waiting for this. He goes, dude, are we making the movie today? He's all, not today, dude. I'm making another Matrix. He goes, I'm going back in. He went to cryogenic.
That doesn't look like
And 1 year later, open up, and he goes, dude, my mom's getting mad because my cryogenic tube's still down the garage. I've got to move out. Are we making Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 3?
You know what? For someone who critiques people's looks so much, you better look like hecka fine because you have no place copying on people like that.
I look really, really good. So it looks like they will possibly be making Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 3. Now, the story scenario, of course, we had the first one where they were going to get shipped away to one of them to military school.
Oh, no.
And so, of course, James Carlin, is that his name? Carlin? What's the comedian's name?
George Carlin.
George Carlin went back in time because he's from the future, had to help them pass this test so they can make this magical music because the music is going to well, set up the future. All future society on Earth is based on the music. Then the second one is a guy from the future comes back and wants to destroy them because he wants to lead all the future and kill them. And they end up, stopping the guy and all that good stuff. And he goes, you got to learn how to play music. And they learn how to play music, and they're supposed to be the biggest guys. Now, the script is, supposedly, they're this age now, in their 50s. Mm-hmm. They're married to the girls they brought back from the past, right? Yeah. They have kids, and they're doing day-to-day stuff in suburbia, but none of their songs are hits. And they put out a whole bunch of albums. So what the hell's up with that? I mean, there's supposed to be these huge rock stars that lead everything. So that's where the story takes off. Why hasn't what's supposed to happen not happened?
So does that mean that they still need to save the world?
Well, their music's based on it. Somehow the timeline got messed up again.
Yeah, because there's a quote here from one article when they did an interview in the UK was, Jesus is playing baseball. All sorts of weird things start unraveling and wormholes are twisting. We have to kind of bring order back, and it's connected into bringing our families together by writing a song.
No, there you go. She just gave away the story. We don't need to buy your tickets yet. You're done. That's it. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 3. You can see it on DVD soon. And AMV is going to have her commentary on it. Yes, she is.
I have to watch it?
No, you don't. No, you don't. Hey, let's get in a quick interview. And I had the lucky privilege of actually gotten to, she called in, KATEY Sagal. You all know her from Married with Children. Sons of Anarchy, which she won many awards for. Futurama. And to this day, I said, is this show going to... Well, you can get into that. First, though, I said, is Futurama ever going to end? She goes, for some reason, no. She says they just keep calling her back to do more and more and more. Futurama's that popular. 8 Simple Rules, and now she's on the TV show Superior Donuts, which is on CBS. Let's talk to KATEY Sagal, who called us in the studio.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Katie. Thank you so much for calling me. I appreciate this. All weekend long, I've been talking about you and promoting you, and the sad thing is, I've been trying to push you on Twitter, and I can't add you like I'm posting you. You have a secret block on there, I've noticed.
I do?
Yeah, you have a secret block. You have to know certain people or something like that. Hold on. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, we have KATEY Sagal on the phone with us. I'm excited. Thank you so much for joining me. Am I like the 100th person you had to talk to today? Be honest.
No.
Oh, really?
I think you're the fourth, third or fourth.
Oh, then you're still fresh. That's good. It's good.
Yeah, I'm not burnt out.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the show. I'm excited for you, and you Superior Donuts. You constantly are working and you're doing stuff, and that is amazing. How is it on the show?
Oh, it's so fun and so topical and interesting and funny, and it's a great cast. It's a great bunch of people, and I wanted to get involved because of the great bunch of people, and also because of the subject matter. So,
when I first saw the show, I didn't think it was going to be exactly in that direction. I thought it was going to be a regular comedy, but you guys actually hit some hard subjects. Like this weekend, or actually tonight, you're going to be talking about sexual harassment at work, correct?
Yeah, what happens is my character, who's been on work leave, she's a cop, she decides to go and become a detective. So she talks to her superior that when she was on the force and asks him to put in a good word for her. And in exchange, he says, yeah, and there's this rookie that's filed a complaint against him with HR, and isn't that ridiculous? And she kind of, she says, yeah, sure, I'll talk to her. And then before you know it, you find out that, you know what, she was right, and she calls him out on it. And so it's just, and then it's done in a, not in a funny, it's not a funny subject, so we have moments of seriousness, but then it gets lightened, kind of with a funnier element. So it's a good way to digest hard topics, which is what we topical topics. Which is, we'd kind of be remiss in the world that we're living in to not do that. So it was one of the things that drew me to the show, was that we were able to get real at the same time as getting funny.
Superior Donuts airs at 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Central on CBS. How do you do this? I mean, you've come from Sons of Anarchy to the shows you've done to the voiceovers, and you are on television nonstop. But Futurama is on every weekend or someplace, and every time I listen to the news, or they're always reissuing it or making a new cartoon version. Is Futurama done, or are they still going to keep making more with your voice?
I never think Futurama's done. I mean, it has moved so many times to different networks, and then really it's got a great fan base.
Yeah.
That kind of insists that it get resurrected. So I think right now it's going over to Hulu. I don't know if we're going to make new episodes, but I never really rule it out because it just has such a strong following.
Are you working on anything new besides the CBS thing? Is great, but everybody's got these side projects. Do you have a side project you're working on?
Yeah, well, I have a band.
I know that.
Sing.
Well, and
yeah,
we were listening to it this morning off of your website, and if you don't, nobody knows, it's Katey, Katey Sagal.net, and you get your singer-songwriter, and you've got you can order the covered MP3 album from Amazon.com for a new lower price. We were clicking on it, listening to the studio. It's amazing, but go ahead, finish talking about the band.
So the band is called the Reluctant Apostles, which you can also Google and get to our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And, it's kind of it's a love project that a bunch of us that have known each other for a really long time put together, but it's a group of really great musicians. Davey Farragher, who plays with Elvis Costello, and Billy Harvey, who plays with Patty Griffin. So it's a bunch of people that we've known each other a long time, and I wanted to put a band together that wasn't just my name. I wanted a band. So that's who we are, and if you Google us, you can find out where we're playing.
Now, is this always been a passion for years, for just singing? I mean, would you...
Yeah, it was actually my first intention. I started as a musician, and since I was a kid, I played music, so I wasn't really pursuing an acting career as much as a sort of singer-songwriter career, and I made some records, I sang with a lot of people, I became very close to making a consistent living at it, and, but, I also was interested in acting, and that kind of led me down this path where I actually I got more employment, suddenly. Yeah. So when I decided to really pursue that, and, but I always play. I always have a band, and even when I was unmarried with children, I'd go play on the weekends.
How do you have time for this? Now, is this true? You sang with Bette Midler before? Is this true?
Oh, yeah. I was for 5 years, on and off. I sang with her. I sang with Etta James. I sang with Bob Dylan. I sang with a lot of people. Oh. So that was kind of how I made a living, was to go on the road, and, that paid the rent while I was pursuing my little rock star dreams, and not little, big, and never really. It just kind of didn't come to fruition. Which at this point, I'm grateful for the life I'm living. It just kind of has worked out great.
Wow. Okay, so Superior Donuts. It is on tonight, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Central on CBS. And where do you think the show's going to go? Do you think it's going to? It's a comedy. It's great. Do you think something else is going to happen with it, where it's going to form to, or do you have any input? And are you going to direct an episode? Because that's a thing everyone does. A lot of questions. I know, but I've got you. I'm afraid I'm going to lose you in this time. Do you think you're going to do something big with it?
Well, we're hoping that it stays on the air. That would be big. That it keeps gathering. It's doing pretty well. Keeps gathering more audience. That's always good. As far as directing, I don't know if that's something I'm interested in doing. I have not. I'm not familiar with how to do that with all the technical stuff. But I don't really rule anything out, and I also don't really make a lot of career goals. They just sort of, it works better for me if I just kind of go with what comes up. So, in terms of success with the show, I'm really hoping it's on for a good long time because we're having a great time.
So, and you worked with one of my friends who passed away, John Ritter, on 8 Simple.
Oh,
yeah. He was a friend of mine, used to hang out in Santa Barbara all the time. Come up, and I used to do mornings in L.A., and then I used to see him all the time. He was a great guy, and I'm so sorry.
Great guy.
And the show you were on, it was just phenomenal. Everything, and I'm supposed to be interviewing you, but I want to praise you a little bit, because when they said, "Oh, Katey Sagal, you can interview her," I've got to say that I am a big fan of yours for Sons of Anarchy, your voiceover stuff. And now that you just told me right now, you're like, well, basically stuff just falls in my lap. You are the luckiest woman